Flawless, my dear.
I cannot stop thinking of you. From the mornings you ease, to the evenings you quiet, to the dreams you inhabit. My thoughts of you never end.
Duke of Hastings, I am Lady Heart. I burn for you. You are mistaken. Excuse me, why do you want to marry me? I am so sorry. I already accepted the proposal of a prince. Can someone hire me as an actress in Bridgerton, please? Hello, my dear, elegant darlings. I hope you're having a wonderful, exquisite day. Today we're going to talk about Bridgerton, and yes, I exaggerated. I put on all of the outfit for you. It's literally a princess dress and I have nowhere to wear it, so I decided to wear it for this video. I put also literally feather on my head for you. So we're going to talk about Bridgerton, and we're going to talk about this amazing TV show that is happening in 1813. Today we're going to talk about Daphne Bridgerton and how she managed to be irresistible, feminine, and attract a duke and a prince. I think also the TV show centered on the fact that women had to marry someone that is financially stable, someone that is wealthy, someone that can provide for them, and this is something that we love on this channel. We are trying to improve ourselves and becoming high value women, to find high quality men, to find providers, masculine men. And it's weird how nowadays this vision of femininity and looking for a provider is becoming rare, when back in the days it was the norm. It was absolutely the norm. We are also going to talk about some etiquette, how they dress. Of course, I'm like, come on, I love their dress. If I could just wear something like this and meeting all of my friends like this, I would, but they would probably think I'm crazy. So Bridgerton is a TV show that takes place in 1813. This is a TV show about Bridgerton. It's a family full of beautiful children. All of them are stunning for some reason. They have amazing genes. Everyone is beautiful. And the main character is Daphne Bridgerton. The queen said that she was the diamond of the season.
Prince Friedrich, this is the young lady I was telling you about. The season's diamond.
And I think that people think that probably, oh, maybe she's not that extraordinary. But people underestimate her power. People underestimate her, I believe. Because I noticed some little things that she does that truly, truly can be helpful in how we behave. So let's talk about style. The dresses. The long dresses. I am so in love with the fashion, of course, but I am very in love with the kind of fashion of Pride and Prejudice. I love this movie. I love also Downton Abbey. So I love historical period drama, period TV show and movies. And I think that they were so feminine back in the days. It was the norm to be that feminine. When I think that that is not that uncomfortable to be like this. I mean, apart from going to the bathroom, but they had long dresses with empire cut, so the cut that would just be underneath the chest like this. They had a lot of lace, they had a lot of embroidery everywhere, they had a lot of patterns, different colors. I noticed that Daphne was wearing a lot of pastel lighter colors to kind of make her appear more innocent. I think it's a symbol. It symbolized her innocence. They are very, very feminine. A lot of feminine details everywhere. They had puffy sleeves. They had some cleavage. They were very feminine with a feminine silhouette. So they were not as tight as my dresses right now. They were just, that would just go and be larger from the chest like here. So they were wearing a lot of gloves. As you can see, I am wearing some, and for the day they would wear gloves that would be shorter, and for the evening they would wear those kind of gloves that I have right now. And so the etiquette for gloves back in the days was truly interesting, because you could not eat and you could not drink, you could not smoke, and you could not play an instrument while wearing gloves. And it was very inappropriate to do those things. Even though you see in some movies people doing it, it was inappropriate. But on the other hand, you had to wear gloves to go dancing. For the hairstyle, they had beautiful updos, like I tried to do right now, and they had a lot of accessories, tiara, diamonds, a lot of feather. I'm literally wearing feather, some pearls, anything that's just very emphasizing their face, emphasizing their hairstyle. In terms of jewelry, they were wearing a lot of different jewelry. They were wearing necklaces like I'm wearing right now. They were wearing a lot of earrings. They were wearing a lot of bracelets, rings, pearls, anything that was just very feminine. In terms of makeup, their makeup was very, very simple. Also, according to etiquette, it was not appropriate for a lady to raise her voice and to get angry at people. She would express her emotion just with the look, and it was called the cut. If someone was annoying you, if someone was inappropriate towards you, or you didn't get along, you would just cut them out of your life. So that means that you would just ignore them and pretend that they don't exist. This is a good technique actually, just ignoring the person. You don't exist. If someone of higher status would do that on someone of a lower status, it was devastating for the person that was a lower status, because everyone would start ignoring them. And that's what happened for the Featherington at some point. You had Lady Bridgerton that would just ignore the Featherington. Even the Queen would ignore them, and you saw how it would destroy their reputation. So in terms of Daphne, what made her truly feminine, part of it was her posture and her way of moving, her delicate moves. You can see that in the scene when she has to meet the Queen. You can see the difference between the Featherington. They were just walking and they didn't know how to walk, and then you see Daphne arriving. You can see how she walked with such confidence and the head up, really good posture, beautiful, graceful. It's almost like she's floating when she walks, and when she does have to do the court scene in front of the Queen, it's just very graceful. You can see that she is absolutely graceful. Her head, her neck, everything was so soft in her way of moving. She does also have a beautiful face, which is an advantage back in the days. Back in the days, it was really that you had to have a beautiful face to find the best husband. It was a little bit shallow back in the days, yes. She was walking like she owns the room. That is what made the Queen said, "Flawless, my dear," because she was truly flawless when she arrived.
Flawless, my dear.
You can see that she trained herself to be that perfect. Also, Daphne had a very irresistible way of looking at the Duke. I don't know how they looked at each other. It was truly romantic, and it was truly devotion.
A very picture of devotion.
She had a very innocent way of looking at him. She's looking at him like, oh wow, and with those innocent eyes.
Do you want me to stop? I want to show you more.
It's truly irresistible for men. At the same time, you have different type of look, and I should maybe do a video about this. Different type of way of looking that are differently irresistible, differently seductive. But you have the innocent eyes, you have the bedroom eyes, you have every type of different eyes, and she truly had the innocent, naive ones. That would be cute also, because that make a man feel like a hero. Also the scene when you have the Duke saying that they should not see each other again, and then she go to a ball and she come and see the prince with a beautiful hairstyle, beautiful gown. She's just, this is how you should act after a breakup, after a guy rejected you. You take care of yourself like a queen, and you feel so confident, and you walk around like you own the place basically. And that's what she did to go and see a prince. Ladies, if a guy is rejecting you, he does not deserve the princess. I'm going to just play with that dress the whole video. She did not care and enjoy her evening and just was dancing with the prince. This is how you should do it. And by the way, I think the prince was a really good option here. At the beginning of the TV show, the Duke specifically said that he did not want to get married. She knew that he was a player. So at the end of the day, when you have someone that is a player, that is presenting himself as someone that does not want to commit, that does not want to have children, that does not want to get married, you believe them.
Even one of your reputation.
You are aware of my reputation.
I'm aware of your friendship with my eldest brother. If that were not enough, I'm also aware of the things a certain writer has recently written of you. Presumptuous. Clearly. Arrogant, most definitely. You are a rake. Through and through.
You do not go to this relationship thinking that you're going to change him, even though at the end he does, but this is a TV show. So even though I love the character development of the Duke, like he was truly handsome, but at the beginning I find him very cold and distant. I find him doing no effort towards Daphne.
Your name, sir?
Am I honestly to believe you do not already know my name? If you desire an introduction, madam, I do believe accosting me to be the least civilized of ways.
Accosting you?
Surely they will try anything.
Sir, that is not... This is not...
And I find the prince really truly charming, because for me he was kind of the good guy compared to the bad guy, to the bad boy and the good guy. So the prince, and on top of that he is a prince, ladies. The prince was truly charming. He was courting her nicely.
Miss Bridgerton, I simply must have your first answer.
It would be an honor, Your Highness.
He offered her a necklace, a stunning necklace, to court her like a true prince, to feel like a true princess. This is how you should analyze how a man is treating you. And he does want to get married with her, on the contrary to the Duke that specifically said that he did not want that. Even if she thought about the Duke, just be very strict on the thing that he's not good for you and go with the prince. Because marriage is not about only feelings and love and all of that. Marriage is way more than that. It's way more than just the feelings that you have for 5 minutes or lust. And especially back in the days, it was a contract. It was an entire thing. You had to be agreeing on so many different things, more than just being attracted to each other. We should have worldview that are similar. We should be agreeing on the things that we want in life, the lifestyle that we want. If we want children, if we want to live in a certain place, you have to be agreeing on those things and not just thinking, oh, do I like him, do I have chemistry, because that can go away, especially if you start fighting for all of the other things. The prince was well educated. He was truly courting her nicely. He was a prince. Hello, princess dream right here.
Why settle for a duke when one can have a prince?
He was so respectful, while I found the Duke kind of cold and distant, especially at the beginning. Which is quite funny, because in the books it is kind of different. The Duke was truly head over heels in front of Daphne in the book, and in the TV show I was like, is he interested? He seems to be not interested, even though we had the point of view of Daphne in the TV show. I think that's why. And personally, I don't like men that are cold. I don't like bad boys. I like the good guy. I always liked the good guy since ever. All of my friends were always into bad boys, just a guy that is ignoring you and just thinking that he's so arrogant. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You know, for example, in Vampire Diaries, I am for Stefan, not Damon. A good guy that is respectful and that treat you like a literal goddess, worship you like a queen, courting me like the prince, offer me diamonds. And just because he is physically handsome, I don't care about that. I care about personality more than anything else. So I think that Daphne was a little bit naive, but it was truly, back in the days, it was normal. Everyone was naive. You can see that her mother didn't literally explain to her how we make babies.
What happens between a husband and a wife? Well, it is a natural continuation of what happens at night, when you are alone,
When I am sleeping.
when you touch yourself.
So I also think that the Duke in this situation, he was in the wrong. So let me explain. The Duke kissed her in the garden, and he knew that by kissing her, he would ruin her reputation if someone happened to see them or someone happened to know that.
Cressida Cowper witnessed us in the garden. She knows. It is not merely your own life that hangs in the balance now. If you do not marry me, I shall be ruined.
It would ruin her reputation, because back in the day, if you would see someone alone with a man, it ruined your reputation and no one wants to marry you. Just alone in the same room. Even in the carriage, it was not appropriate to sit next to a man that was not your husband or related to you. In case you have anything that's just like the hand touching each other, or like the knees. It was really strict. It was crazy back in the day. So imagine a kiss, it would just ruin everything. This is why Antony said, you have to marry her.
My most sincere apologies.
You'll marry her. We can only hope that no one saw you take such liberties and that my sister is safe. Further mortification. You will marry her.
Brother!
I cannot marry her.
And the Duke was like, no, I can't. And he knew that he could not marry her. Not doing that intentionally, but still he knew that by kissing her he would ruin her reputation. Also, they had a weird relationship. He was really undecisive. He did not want to have kids. He did not want to marry her because he knew that he could not have children, that he did not want to have children, and he knew that she wanted to have children. He did not want her to be trapped in a marriage without any children.
I can never give you children, nor could I ever ask such a sacrifice. Please, Daphne, for your own sake, you must stand aside and let your brother finish this.
So that is why he didn't want to marry her, even though he was really in love with her.
That is what happens
When one is angry.
when one burns for someone who does not feel the same.
You burn for me.
And so she said, we have to get married, because she was so afraid that Antony would kill him. They were kind of trapped in this situation, and at the end it worked out for them, but I don't think that it's the example that you want in terms of thinking that you could change someone, because at the end, yes, he changed, but it was because he wanted to change, and not because she forced him to change. At the end, he realized that having resentment towards his father was not a good solution, that he had to enjoy his life with his wife. In terms of Daphne and how feminine she was and how interesting she was and why everyone was so, wow, mesmerized by her, is first of all, she was very interesting. She was really a true beauty, but interesting at the same time. And let me tell you, when I analyzed all of her conversations, because back in the days you had to have proper conversation, you had to be very proper and elegant and still have good conversation. Actually, the Duke said in himself that he could have good conversation with her and that conversation was easy with her.
We simply enjoyed each other's company so much we could not stay away from one another. But with Daphne, Miss Bridgerton, conversation has always been easy. Her laughter brings me joy.
And that they could just laugh with each other.
That was entirely your fault.
How does one manage to make such a terribly unbecoming sound while laughing? Well, now you were just making it look easy.
He said it. He said finding a woman that is beautiful is one thing, but finding a woman that you feel like you're with your best friend is truly incredible. And he felt like he was with his best friend.
To meet a beautiful woman is one thing, but to meet your best friend in the most beautiful of women is something entirely apart. And it is with my sincerest apologies, I must say it took the prince coming along for me to realize I did not want Miss Bridgerton to only be my friend, I wanted her to be my wife.
When I saw their interactions, it was truly interesting because they were so cute together and they really had a good chemistry. They really were fun with each other.
They do not need to know it.
Besides the fact he's a prince.
Well, surely you cannot be surprised. You know how this works, Daphne. Was it not you who wrote the book on the very subject?
They really had some spice and some humor. They were laughing. They had the same jokes and they understood each other.
Much too timid to ever meet His Royal Highness's piercing gaze, of course.
Oh, now he will kiss her hand.
Forever charmed by her submission.
Precisely.
They were physically attracted to each other, but also mentally. When Daphne was with other suitors, they had no conversation. They were just talking either about themselves or they literally said nothing.
Did you know I purchased my first landau when I left Oxford? I've acquired 2 more since. I keep them at my ancestral home.
So truly she was looking for someone that could be also her best friend.
A good likeness.
Indeed.
Perhaps a few wrinkles, too.
Oh, you wound me.
This one is intimate.
Let's talk about the fact that back in the days it was actually normal to be picky on the status of a man. It was absolutely normal to make sure that a man was financially stable to get married with him. If you say that nowadays, you appear like someone very shallow, interested in money and all of that, which is absolutely not true. You know that the first reason for divorce is actually money and finance. That means that this is a big problem in a marriage. And a marriage is like family, is living together, it's having all of the problems all together. So of course you have to be on an agreement with finance, and you have to have a man that can provide, protect for you, that can be truly there to build a family with you. A true man that is stable, that you can count on, that if you have problems you can ask him, he's going to take care of it.
Unlike you, I cannot simply declare I do not wish to marry. I do not have such a privilege.
See how Anthony, the brother of Daphne, was truly picky on who she should marry, because he knew that first of all, she is the diamond of the season, okay, so she deserves someone truly at her level, and Anthony didn't want his sister to truly marry someone that would be with debt, that would be unstable financially, that would be annoying or mean or anything like this. Of course,
He's rather pleasing.
He's rather here to shuffle about hunting fortunes. Trust Mr. Lewis knows of your sizable dowry. He is of dubious parentage. He shall not have you making love with a poet, heaven forbid.
of course, you don't have only finance. It's just that a whole. A person has to also be a gentleman, respectful, that you get along, usually laughing, and at the same time you have the chemistry and charm, seduction, and everything. It's a whole thing. But finance, especially back in the days and still today, is important, and people forget about it. Real men know that they're leaders, they want to protect their family, they want to be providers. I also actually like the fact that the Duke refused to give the dowry. I think that was truly a gentleman gesture from him to say that, and to say, no, you know, I can handle it and I can provide for her. I'm a true man, I can provide for her nicely, and this money can be for her children, for her family, whatever.
You refused your dowry. You refused for your benefit, sister. I shall put the money in trust so you may use it how you see fit. For your children, perhaps.
I find it also curious that back in the days, the word girlfriend did not exist. And it's either you were courting a woman and then she become your wife, which is kind of funny because nowadays, people would just be with a girlfriend, living with her for 10 years, and then separate, and then going with another one. Back in the days, men were responsible and taking their responsibility, and when they wanted a woman, they married her. Because nowadays, when they live with a woman, I think they have all of the advantage of having a wife without having the responsibility and the commitment of having a wife. I think at the end, the character development of Simon was nice, even though in real life you don't want a love that is complicated like this. You don't want something on just, oh, he doesn't want children, so I'm gonna make him change his mind. No, you want to find someone that is agreeing on the things that you want from the start. He realized at the end that it's rare to find someone that you mentally and physically are getting along with. I seriously didn't expect that. I didn't expect that he would change his mind and that they would have children. I thought that they would just ignore each other. I found his reason to not have children a little bit childish and not really making any sense. To just have resentment to his father that is not even here anymore. Thank you, my darlings, for watching this video. I hope it was lovely, darlings, and let me know which character is your favorite. I personally love Daphne. I love Penelope, and I was expecting her to be Miss Whistledown. I don't know why, but she was giving me this vibe. She's very smart, so I was expecting her. She was truly cute. I liked almost everybody on this TV show, and the queen was so charismatic. I found her so funny.
No apology necessary?
Perhaps a small one.
And Lady Dangery. Oh, Lady Dangery. She was so elegant. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. And until next time, I'm giving you a lot of kisses. Mwah. I am going to go back to my activities of meeting a prince and going to the ball. I am a Duchess, Duchess Lisa Hart.